Hi everyone, and welcome to my review of Logan Lucky. This is the strange, weird, surprise return of one of the best directors working in Hollywood. He announced his retirement 4 years ago, even though he did continue to work in television. But he supposedly left the scene, and now he's back with this brand new movie, and it was really the main reason that I wanted to see it because I love Steven Soderbergh. I think he's a fabulous director, and he's made countless many great films, and this one looked like a lot of the fun. This looked like high energy. Of course, they were championing the film as kind of a spirited sequel to the Ocean's trilogy because it's a heist movie. It feels like an Ocean's 11 movie, but just think of the South, North Carolina, West Virginia, rednecks, white trash, NASCAR. Now, there's a impressive cast, and of course some people have worked with Steven Soderbergh before, of course including Channing Tatum, who also produces the film. We have Adam Driver, a very young, beautiful actress who plays the daughter of Channing Tatum's character in the film, and I just loved her big blue eyes. It was just incredible. Her name is Farrah McKenzie. Also Riley Knoke, I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Katie Holmes is in the film, and Seth MacFarlane has a small part in the movie, and the actress, I want to mention her name, Catherine Waterston, of course, from Alien Covenant and Inherent Vice from a few years ago. And there's this new actor in the film. Surprise. It was really interesting. I was really excited because there was going to be this new actor that was introduced to the film world, and his name is Daniel Craig. I've never heard of the man before, but I hope that he has a future after this film because he was quite impressive in the movie. Surprise. What a surprise performance from an unknown actor. So, for some reason, I don't know why he was introduced at all, of course, because we all know who Daniel Craig is. He just announced that he's going to be James Bond for the 5th time. But the movie, I don't know, if the movie didn't work, I think that would have been a really horrible marketing tool for the movie if it said introducing, if he did a terrible job. But lucky for Daniel Craig, he is one of the many shining moments in this entire film. This movie took a while for it to find me. It took a while for it to really interest me. I liked that it was kind of low-key. It wasn't really flashy. I don't remember really a lot of fast cutting. You know, really quick editing. I remember that. It felt like there was more substance than actual style. And I kind of expected more style, especially with the trailer, and it seemed like it was going to be a laugh-a-minute kind of film. But it really wasn't that. I would say as the movie went along, I laughed more. I also mentioned that Dwight Yoakam is in the movie, and I really liked Dwight Yoakam, and I haven't seen him in a movie in a long time. And I'm not a big fan of his music, but I don't hate his music either. I like when he appears in movies like Sling Blade and Panic Room. So he's got a nice part in the film as well. And also, I think Hilary Swank is in the movie as well. So a big cast. Anyways, I like that it just felt like it was rolling along, and you laugh at things or you don't laugh at things. You find characters interesting or you don't. And I think for the most part, most of the characters were pretty interesting. I think Seth MacFarlane, I'm glad he was a major part of this movie because I don't really thought his character really added. I don't really feel like anything that he did in the film really added to the movie. Or Sebastian Stan, or whatever his name is, from The Winter Soldier. I don't feel like any of that. Maybe if I see the movie again, which I would definitely watch this movie again, not right away. I don't feel like his character really added much to the movie as well. But I think Channing Tatum is really great in the film, and the guy's just continually surprising me, especially when he leaves all his clothes on. I really appreciate that. And I thought him and his chemistry between Adam Driver, they played brothers, Logan brothers. I thought they were really great together, and Adam Driver's character had lost his arm, so there's a little bit of humor with that I thought was quite enjoyable. I liked when it finally got to the heist and how they're getting through it. And I was on the edge of my seat watching it, thinking like, man, I hope things work out. I really hope it gets through. When I actually thought the movie was over, it kept on going, and it didn't really bother me that it did that as well. I felt like, okay, cool, we need to find some way to make a very satisfying ending. I thought the ending was pretty damn satisfying. There's some interesting things that I've read about this film, like the writer is not really who the writer is, possibly. Like, it's like almost like, with the adaptation, and with adaptation it was two two brothers that wrote that film, twin brothers, but actually really it was only Charlie Kaufman, and his fake brother didn't even really exist, of course, and was actually nominated for an Academy Award. Anyways, so there's some, that's interesting. I was trying to find out, hopefully in the future, who actually wrote this film. Maybe Steven Soderbergh wrote the movie, who knows, or some maybe some really talented, famous screenwriter actually wrote the film and just doesn't want his or her name attached to it, even though I think it's a woman that directed this film, supposedly. Though, so I find that to be quite weird. Daniel Craig is the star of this movie. I probably imagine most people are going to say that, so I don't think I'm saying anything new. He's just so different. Maybe that's why he's introducing Daniel Craig as a whole different kind of character that we've ever seen him before. So I just liked how the movie just kind of worked its way and unfolded and surprised me from time to time. And it took a while. I was like, I don't know how I feel about this movie, how they're introducing the characters, and I like the relationship between Channing Tatum and this young little actress. And there's a nice scene where we get to see her face, and we get to see this big blue eyes. It was just like, are those for real? I mean, she was just so cute and adorable, and so I just was like, wow, what big, beautiful eyes. And she's nice in the film as well. But I think the main star of this movie is the way the movie looks. The movie is shot also by Steven Soderbergh under a different name, as he always usually does, and it's directed well by Steven Soderbergh. I liked some of the music choices, and I think the same composer who wrote music for the Ocean 11 films also wrote the music for this film, and so it does feel like it feels a little like an Ocean's 11 movie, but something that maybe not be as beautiful and fine. The characters are not as perfect, like George Clooney and Julia Roberts and Matt Damon, Brad Pitt. I appreciate that it's a different take on the heist movie, and we probably have seen something like this before, but it definitely feels like something new and fresh and fun and entertaining. And I remember after it was over, I was like, you know what, I'd watch, like 5 years from now, I'd actually sit down and watch that again. And I hope this is a wonderful return. I don't know if Steven Soderbergh is going to continue to direct, or he's going to come up with another fake announcement saying he's going to retire. I think this might be the third or fourth time he's actually said he's going to retire. I really hope he doesn't. He's just a great director, and I'd like to see him make films for a while, he's making films almost every year. I just think he's great, whether he's working for television, making films for HBO, or making films for the theater. He actually made a great film about strippers, male strippers, with Magic Mike. So he was surprised by that. Of course, I wasn't really surprised because he is a great director, and I've really enjoyed most of his films. So I thought it was a really fun, great film. Not perfect, not through the roof, but overall a really good time and something definitely worth recommending. I hope people get to see it more, but I feel like this movie is going to create a cult following as time goes by. Just because it is so unique and a little different for the heist robbing genre. And I liked how the movie kind of continued on and folded out and showed us something fun and entertaining and added a smile to my face. So I really appreciate that. And for that, I am going to give Logan Lucky. I'm going to give it 3.5 stars out of 4.